to motivate for you. Today, I'm going to be talking about a topic that is going to be really, really interesting, very juicy. It's going to hit home and it's going to be sensitive, but at the same time, trust me, in life, you're never going to say things that is going to please everyone. But because I am so passionate in looking after my fans and my fans trust my word and they know that I stand for things that really, really really support them in order for them to be able to make the right decision. So at the end of the day, the decision is still going to be for them. A friend of mine wrote me a DM and she was like, LJ, what type of a man we shouldn't be dating? What type of a man we should not even think of going close to? What type of a man that is just going to be like a red flag when it comes to dating and is going to be going straight to marriage in future? So I was like, okay, that's so nice, because I am going to make a video that way other people can benefit from it. So it doesn't look like, I'm just giving out only the skill or the secret of choosing the right man that is going to also make your home be in peace, and that can also represent who you are. So that way you're not choosing coming from what the culture is telling you, or you're not choosing based on what the society are telling you, or you're not choosing based on what media are showing you. You're not choosing based on what Instagram is portraying to you, but you're choosing because you are high value. You're choosing because you have worked to understand that you've got value. You have worked to understand that you are a woman of class. You have worked to understand the type of children that you would like to have. You have worked to understand that your mental health and your happiness is so important. You have worked on yourself to just understand that, listen, it's better not to have problem in your life than having people that haven't sought themselves out and you entertaining them. Because when you welcome people that have got issues, when you welcome people that have got problem with themselves, when you welcome a broken person into your home, into your life, because you're thinking that you're going to be Bob the Builder, because you're thinking that you are going to be a fixer, because you're thinking that you are going to change the person, you will not change the person. You will rather be taking yourself into a psychiatric, you rather be checking yourself into a doctor center for a prescription for antidepressants. And I don't think you want that, and I don't think that you want to have a relationship in the situation that you're going to be having so many problems, and at the end of the day you can't even raise your children in the way that you want to raise your children, because you are thinking that it could change, or maybe it will change one day. People don't change if they're not willing to change. So you can never change a person who haven't worked on themselves. You can never be someone else's mom, because at the end of the day, a job that a person mom have not been able to do, you are not going to be the Bob the Builder who is going to be fixing. So at the end of the day, you need to look after yourself by making a decision coming from logic, not using emotion, because emotion, I've checked so many people in 6 feet. If choose using emotion to make a decision, I've made so many people live their life not getting to where they're supposed to live their life, and they end their life in a very, very short. And using emotion, I've made so many beautiful women out there to sacrifice and lose their self-esteem, and at the end of the day they don't even know who they are anymore. Cautious, just in case they're choosing a man that is going to be in their life. As I say always, and say that in life, never choose to settle down due to cultural belief. Don't choose to settle down because your friends are settling down. Don't choose to settle down because your parents are pressurizing you. Don't ever choose to settle down because you are desperate, or you're vulnerable, or you're just thinking like, oh, your friends are getting married, they're getting the ring, and you are left alone. Listen, sometimes in life you can be the last one to choose, but you're choosing a gold, because at the end of the day, people can settle down, and they can settle down and they just holding on to the ring, but the heart is not attached to the ring. So at the end of the day, it's so important to choose a man that is going to make you happy. It's so important to choose a man that is going to stabilize your home. It's so important to choose a man that is emotionally stable, financially stable, that is secure on himself. So that's the reason why it's like, for example, you tell a guy and say, when you're telling a guy and saying all men don't cheat, all men are not bad, all men are not critical, all men don't stab women behind their back, not all men shame women. But at the end of the day, you get the ones that are guilty to tell you that, oh yeah, all men are bad, all men are this. if all fishes in the river is bad, I'm sure that nobody will want to go to the river and catch a fish and eat it. So obviously there are some fish that are not good, that are toxic, and obviously there are a lot of fishes as well that are also good. The same thing applies to a woman. There are a lot of women that are also not good, or they are also not in the right frame of mind, or they are also not really ideal women that you can settle down with and have children. They might be good for fun, but they might not just be okay to start settling down. They might not be the ideal, individual that are going to have a stable home, or they're emotionally stable, that are also good at supporting men who are also winning. So the same thing applies to men, that not all men are qualified to be called a husband. Just because they've got that image of a man does not mean that they are emotionally stable, they are mentally stable to be a proper man, to be able to hold on to a home, to be able to nurture a home, to be able to nurture children, to be able to be a role model and be able to guide the home and influence positivity into a home. Now, let's jump into it. What type of man do I believe? What type of man do I strongly believe, with experience of life and with the things that I have really, really researched, and talking to a lot of people, and even just listening to a lot of successful marriages, and getting to reflect so much about even a lot of things that I have seen. Do not date a man who have no respect for a woman. Do not date a man who is rude to a woman. Do not date a man. Sometimes we kind of, as women, we get carried away when we see a man that is emotionally unstable, that when they go out or when they are with a group of friends, they cannot have a proper respectable conversation. Either the emotion gets into them and the emotion control them, and they start flipping, they start yelling, they start acting same way, and we think that, oh, it's a man, he just wanna. No, because one, that kind of a man is not a man that you should settle with, because you're not his mom, you're not the one to regulate his emotion. A man should be able to know when they've got something, they've got some issues that is affecting them, because at the end of the day, you have to be able to assess yourself, you have to be able to evaluate yourself, because whatever that you bring into your home or you bring into your life is going to start affecting your peace of mind. It's going to start affecting your mental health. It's going to start affecting your well-being. It's going to start affecting your children. It's going to start affecting your families. So even the people that you've introduced him to is going to start having a huge impact on the way they're going to be looking at you, like, wow, I thought that you could have chose better. So many of us as women, we choose men out of low self-esteem. There is nothing wrong for you to raise your standard as a woman. There is nothing wrong. It just make you more relaxed, and it makes you more happier. So it's not about you being a snob. It just means that you started realizing, you've done self-awareness to know the type of food that is okay for you and the type of food that is not okay for you. So the same thing happens when you are going into a relationship or you're thinking about dating a guy in your life. You have to ask yourself, not going by the social norm, or not going by what your friends are dating, not going by what the television or the Instagram is showing you, but you are asking yourself, who am I? What type of a guy do I like? What do I like? What are the type of things that I like, that I would like to have those type of a personality in my life? What type of a child do I ever want to bring up? What type of environment do I want to see myself with my man? So you're not choosing out of desperation, but you're choosing out of what you like and what is going to bring peace into your life. So that's the reason why you don't make excuse for a man. When you notice that a man is critical, you notice that when you're with a man and he's very, very, it kind of like, he's very critical, it talks down on you, it bullies you, it make you feel, he don't empower you, but you just notice that when you are with him, he's very rude and he wants you to do everything to make you feel like the Superman. And when you notice a man that does not see the beauty in you and compare you with other women, red flag. The guy that is not, when you meet a guy and when he's talking to you, he does not see the beauty in you and encourage you how you can become a better person, red flag. The guy that talks about himself and talks about his family and does not have an interest to see or talk about your family, red flag. A guy that a guy, not a rich guy, to be honest, but a guy that have got a hustling spirit inside him and is hustling. A guy that knows that he has to be the breadwinner that can keep the family going. Somebody who is career driven. Somebody who has his financial a situation put in place, somebody that knows how to control his finance, somebody that knows that, okay, you know what, who can reflect about his own self, and a guy and a man that can be able to hold himself accountable, because there are many men out there that sometimes you want to get them to sit down and you want to have a conversation with them and you want to tell them that these are the things that they're doing to you that you don't like. But you notice that they turn the game on you and they start trying to brainwash you and gaslight you to make you confused and thinking that you're crazy. They make you think that there's something wrong with you. Red flag. The guys that when you are with them, you just notice that when you're having a conversation, they try to bring you down and make you feel like you don't know what you're talking about. Or they make you feel like, you're not that current, you're not that good enough thing. You just feel it, when you're with the right person, you feel that sense of relaxation. You feel that it's not judging you. You feel that person that sees your beauty. You see that person that empower you to become a better person. So that is the type of a guy you should be looking at, not the one who is going to be looking at you and comparing you with another girl, who is going to be looking at you and they never see anything beautiful about you, and they never ever notice that you're even good enough. All they do, they criticize and watch. And another thing, the guy that you should not be dating is the guys that they've got rota of clubbing. These are the guys that they go clubbing, they don't have direction, they don't have stability. They are just like, like when you're teenagers, when you're your teenage years and you're just playing around and you really don't have focus, you don't know where you're going, so they just running around with a crowd. Red flag. Because a man that is going to hold the home, a man that have spirit of driven, a man that knows that have plan, that have purpose in life, will be thinking a different direction of how he's going to be improving on his life, nor how he's going to be checking out different women, nor how he's going to be hanging around friends who are also broken like him. So at the end of the day, you have to be very, very careful. And another thing, always watch the type of friends that they hang around with. Trust me, that you're not going to lose out. When you meet a guy and when you meet a guy and he takes you around his friends, check his friends, check and just see the type of conversation they're having, check and see what type of the way he talks about life in general, see his stage in life, and see who is this person. Just assess him. Don't go with what he say. As I say all the time, I don't dwell with men who talks, because talking for me, it doesn't do nothing. It's just like anybody can talk. It's like a salesperson. If you want people to buy your goods, obviously you're going to talk and convince them. Obviously you're going to manipulate. It's like a manipulative game to get them to convince them in order for them to sign the contract. So the same thing that happened with a player, the same thing that happened with men that are not responsible enough to be responsible to keep your home in peace. So that's the reason why when you meet this type of people, you'll feel something. It's like too much pride that I want to show off, and you will notice the way they carry on. You just know that these are the men that are meant for fun. They are not meant for home. They are not the type of men that can keep your home in a peaceful way, and that is going to mess up with your children. And when a man curses a woman, when a man does not have respect for a woman, red flag. Any man that does not respect a woman, obviously he's not respecting his mother, because when a man respects a woman, he definitely have so much love for his mom. So when a man curses a woman, when a man tear a woman down, red flag, no go area. Trust me, because you don't want to be having a man that don't have respect, and one day both of you have a clash, and it's going to tear you down, and it's going to disgrace you, and it's going to put you down. You don't need that. So that's the reason why I hope this video got you inspired, because I needed to keep it fast, because I don't want to take too much time. When you find it very inspiring, don't forget to click